guilty, obviously. He's going to fight this with all of his energy and all of his might and the full confidence of his lawyers. And
Shah Diddy Combs, the famous music mogul, has found himself embroiled in a whirlwind of legal troubles that seem to have no end in sight. The situation began to escalate when Diddy was arrested in September, and his legal battles have only grown more intense since then. Diddy's defense team has remained steadfast in their commitment to fight the charges against him, with the mogul pledging to plead not guilty. His lawyers are confident that they can secure a positive outcome for him, despite the serious allegations. This marks the beginning of what is likely to be a prolonged and contentious legal battle, stretching into 2025, and the courtroom drama continues to unfold in surprising ways. In recent hearings, the prosecution raised some alarming points, particularly regarding Diddy's attempts to influence witnesses and obstruct justice. They have claimed that he was involved in three-way calls, using other people's phone accounts to try to get in touch with potential witnesses. These allegations suggest that Diddy has been trying to manipulate the case from behind bars, using any means necessary to avoid facing justice. Prosecutors argue that these actions are a clear violation of the law and serve to undermine the integrity of the judicial process. The defense, however, is presenting a different narrative. They argue that Diddy's rights were violated during a controversial raid, which they claim violated several of the U.S. Constitution's amendments, including the 4th, 5th, and 6th Amendments. The defense contends that the search was unlawful and that the notes seized during the raid are inadmissible in court. The defense believes that the government overstepped its bounds and that the entire raid was an excuse to target Diddy specifically, not part of any broader crackdown on contraband. They've requested surveillance footage to support their claims, hoping to convince the court that the raid was more about cornering Diddy than addressing legitimate security concerns. As the case continues to unfold, the prosecutor is unwavering in their stance. They argue that the search was legally sanctioned as part of a planned operation by the Bureau of Prisons and that it was not a personal attack on Diddy. Prosecutor Slavic has dismissed the defense's allegations of misconduct, asserting that her team had no involvement in the raid. According to Slavic, the notes seized from Diddy's cell were not privileged communications, as the defense had claimed, but rather evidence of obstruction of justice. The prosecution has pointed out that Diddy's notes contained to-do lists and plans for paying off witnesses and digging up dirt on victims' actions that clearly indicate an intent to interfere with the legal process. This has led to a standoff in the courtroom, with each side fighting fiercely to sway the judge's opinion. If the court sides with the defense and determines that the notes were wrongfully obtained, the prosecution's case could be severely weakened. The defense believes that if the judge rules in their favor, it could open the door for Diddy to receive bail or even have some charges dropped. However, if the prosecution can convince the court that the notes are legitimate evidence, Diddy's legal troubles will intensify, and the case will only grow more complicated. One of the key allegations that has come to light is that Diddy allegedly orchestrated a campaign to sway public opinion in his favor. Prosecutors claim that he had his children post a birthday video on social media, an action they argue was designed to manipulate the public's perception of him. Additionally, the prosecution claims that Diddy used other inmates' phone accounts to contact potential witnesses in an effort to stay under the radar and avoid detection. This has painted a picture of a man who is willing to go to extreme lengths to maintain control over the narrative and avoid facing the consequences of his alleged actions. The defense, however, is pushing back against these accusations. Diddy's lawyers maintain that the government has overstepped its bounds and that the charges against him are exaggerated. They argue that the prosecution is using questionable tactics and that Diddy's rights have been violated throughout the process. The defense's primary focus is on discrediting the prosecution's case, especially the evidence gathered through the raid, and they hope to shift the narrative away from Diddy's alleged actions and toward the prosecution's handling of the case. Despite the defense's arguments, Diddy's bail has been denied yet again. This marks the third time that he has been refused bail, and it's clear that the judge is not swayed by the rumors surrounding his release. While there were whispers that Diddy might be granted bail just in time for Thanksgiving, those hopes were dashed when the judge ruled that he would remain behind bars until his trial, which is scheduled for May 2025. This decision has been met with mixed reactions, with some expressing relief that Diddy will not be released, while others remain concerned about his influence and power. Diddy's ability to secure his release has sparked considerable concern, particularly among those who believe that his wealth and connections could interfere with the pursuit of justice. There are fears that if he were to walk free, he could use his resources to influence the outcome of his case, potentially intimidating witnesses or manipulating the legal process. This has led to widespread skepticism about whether Diddy will ever truly face accountability for his alleged actions. The public's trust in the justice system is also at stake, with many wondering if powerful individuals like Diddy are able to sidestep the law due to their financial and social influence. As if his legal troubles weren't enough, Diddy is also facing a growing number of civil lawsuits. New lawsuits have been filed, bringing the total number of complaints against him to over 30. These lawsuits include both male and female accusers who claim that they were intoxicated and sexually assaulted by Diddy over the course of several years, with incidents allegedly occurring as far back as 2001. The claims span multiple cities, including New York, Miami, and the Hamptons, and many of the accusations center around parties that Diddy hosted. One particularly disturbing lawsuit mentions an incident at Diddy's infamous White Party in 2004, where one of the accusers claims they were sexually assaulted. The new lawsuits also include disturbing accounts from both male and female victims, some of whom were allegedly underage at the time of the incidents. 3 male accusers have come forward with allegations of being intoxicated and sexually assaulted by Diddy, while 2 women claim that they were 17 and 18 years old when they were allegedly assaulted. According to attorney Tony Busby, the number of victims may be far higher than the 120 individuals who have come forward thus far, with hundreds more expected to file lawsuits in the near future. Among the most troubling aspects of this case is the tragic story of Diddy's late ex-wife, Kim Porter, who is believed to have been preparing a tell-all book about her relationship with Diddy before her untimely death in 2018. While the official cause of death was ruled as pneumonia, questions have persisted about the circumstances surrounding her passing. Reports suggest that Kim's family has serious doubts about the official cause of death, and that they have spoken with the FBI about potentially pursuing a wrongful death lawsuit against Diddy. These suspicions have only deepened as rumors have circulated about possible foul play, with some alleging that Kim's death was not due to natural causes, but rather the result of poisoning. Kim's unpublished manuscript reportedly contains shocking details about her tumultuous relationship with Diddy, including allegations of physical and emotional abuse. One particularly disturbing claim involved Diddy allegedly attacking Kim with a chair, which led to her seeking medical attention. Kim's manuscript also reportedly revealed how Diddy went to great lengths to control her, even wiretapping her phone and hiring people to spy on her. According to some reports, Kim was planning to expose Diddy's darkest secrets, including the possibility that he was involved in the deaths of Tupac Shakur and the Notorious B.I.G. These allegations have fueled further speculation about Diddy's involvement in some of the most infamous deaths in hip-hop history. Dwayne Keefe D. Davis, who has confessed to his role in Tupac's murder, recently accused Diddy of paying $1 million to have Tupac killed. This new revelation has only added to the growing list of suspicions surrounding Diddy's role in these deaths. There are also claims that Diddy orchestrated the murder of Biggie Smalls to maintain control over his legacy, with some pointing to Biggie's lucrative contract and Diddy's control over his publishing rights as evidence of the mogul's possible motives. The accusations against Diddy have extended beyond the world of music. There are reports of several other high-profile individuals connected to him who have either died or experienced near-death situations under mysterious circumstances. This includes Al B. Sure, who reportedly landed in a coma for 2 months under suspicious circumstances, as well as Andre Harrell, a respected music mogul who was found dead of a heart attack shortly before he was set to expose the dark secrets of the music industry. These deaths have only fueled conspiracy theories about Diddy's involvement in silencing those who might have posed a threat to his empire. In the midst of these legal battles and mounting accusations, there are still whispers about Diddy's power and influence, and how far he will go to protect his reputation. His legal team continues to fight, but the outcome remains uncertain. Will Diddy ever face true justice, or will he once again manage to sidestep the consequences of his actions? As his trial date approaches, the eyes of the world will be watching closely to see how this high-profile case unfolds. The allegations are deeply disturbing, and the stakes couldn't be higher. Only time will tell whether Diddy will be held accountable or whether he will find a way to walk away free once again.